Hello guys and welcome back to Excelsior Academy. So today we are going to do second lecture from cell renewal and cell death as part of the Cooper summary series. So in the previous lecture we just talked about the proliferation and regeneration of cells, and we also mentioned about the fate of these cells, like what happens if suppose there are certain mistakes happening, जैसे mutation हो गया तो क्या होगा, right? So we also talked about the PCD1 and 2. So remember, PCD1 is the apoptosis and PCD2 is the autophagy. So let's continue with our second lecture today. So stem cells. So we are going to talk about the stem cells. In the previous lecture also we talked about like what are the different types of the adult stem cells, like right. So in this also we are going to discuss few certain types of these stem cells, and based on that many questions will be asked. Most fully differentiated cells in adult animals, however, are no longer capable of cell division. So this we know. So जैसे organism is developing, it is growing, it starts losing the stem cells. Okay. And they have got more of the differentiated cells. Nonetheless, they can be replaced by the proliferation of a subpopulation of less differentiated self-renewing cells, and they are also called stem cells that are present in most adult tissue. So they are not the first stem cells, but they are little differentiated, and from that little differentiated, they are able to replace the proliferation of the lost cells. Okay, so since they retain the capacity to proliferate and replace the differentiated cells throughout the lifetime of an animal, they really play important role in the maintenance of most of the tissues and organs. So we know that as we go, accidents happens, right? So you might have organ injury or failure. So we need these stem cells in order to replace the lost tissues or the organs. So the key property of stem cell is that they divide to produce one daughter cell that remains a stem cell and one that divides as and differentiates. Okay. Yeah. Now, look at the figure over here. So you have got the one stem cell over here. Now, looking at this figure, now you should be able to, calculate like from one stem cell, how many differentiated cells you're going to get. Okay. So let's see this figure. This is really very important because many a times question has been asked. So you have got the one stem cell over here. So one stem cell, it gives you the another and the self renewal. So यहाँ पे जो cell आएगा, then that gets differentiated, that gets divided into two. ठीक है? So अभी क्या हुआ? Like एक आपके पास stem cell था, it gave you one cell which is going to get differentiated and it has renew itself. ठीक है? So at the end कितने हुए in first generation? In first generation you have got only two cells. ठीक है? So one is the self and the other is going to further divide. Now in the second generation, so this was your first. In the second generation, you are going to get again two. Why? Because this one is not going to divide further. Only this one is going to divide. So you get 1 and 2. Now normal division will take place. So this is going to proliferate. So you're going to get 1.1, 1.2, 2.1, 2.2. ठीक है? अब ये these are called the transit amplifying cells. It means what? They are actually your stem cells but less differentiated. ठीक है? So how many transit amplifying cells you are getting in the first? So 1, 2, 3, 4 you are getting. Now from the 4, of course, when it divides, you're going to get 8. 4, 8. Now from here, you're going to get, each one is going to differentiate and finally you're going to get the 8 differentiated cells. Okay? So from one stem cell, you get 4 transit amplifying cells and 8 differentiated cells. Okay? I hope now this is clear. Okay, so if I have got 3, so same calculation you can apply. So just multiply with 3 and you will get those. Okay, so I hope this is clear to everyone. Important, please, if it is not clear, go back, listen to the video again and get the calculation over here. Okay, so stem cells typically give rise to rapidly proliferating cells, which are called the transit amplifying cells, which undergo several division before they differentiate. So division of a stem cell leads to production of multiple differentiated cells. So because the division of stem cell produces new stem cells as well as differentiated daughter cells, they are self-renewing population. So they also serve as the source for the production of the differentiated cells throughout the life. For example, blood cells, epithelial cells, which is then the intestinal epithelial cells, all of which have got the short lifespans and must be replaced by the continual cell proliferation in the adult animals, because since they are exposed to the harsh conditions, so they keep on shedding off, right? So we need to replace these cells with the continuous division or the continuous proliferation of the cells. So these fully differentiated cells do not themselves proliferate. Instead, they continually renewed by the proliferation of the stem cells, and then they differentiate to maintain the stable number of the differentiated cells. इसका क्या मतलब हुआ? जो cells हैं वो further divide नहीं होंगे, ठीक है? If they are lost, that will be replaced by the stem cells, ठीक है? And they will be different. They will be converted into the differentiated cells. So we have got different types of the blood cell. For example, we have got the erythrocytes that transport oxygen and CO2, granulocytes and macrophages. Then the phagocytic cells, platelets, which function in blood coagulation, lymphocytes, which are responsible for the immune response. Okay? So we see that inside in the blood, we have got different types of the blood cells, but they all have originated from the one single population of the hemopoietic stem cells. So even though only one stem cell was there, but you can see that we have got many different types of, or the multiple types of the differentiated cells. Okay. So more than 100 billion blood cells are lost every day in humans and must be continually produced by the hemopoietic stem cells in the bone marrow. So let's see how this is happening. So we have got the different types of the blood cells and they all are developed from the one single hemopoietic stem cells. Okay, so then again, if you see the figure is little bit same, so it is going to self-renew, then you get the less differentiated cell, and from here the further differentiation happens. So myeloid and the lymphoid. Now from the myeloid, you get another different set of the differentiated cells. Okay, so you can see that we get the reticulocytes, which on further maturation becomes the erythrocyte, the RBC. Then we have got the megakaryocytes, from where we get the platelets, monocyte, which further on maturation becomes the macrophages, and then neutrophil, eosinophils, basophil, etc. Whereas from the lymphoid cell, we get the B lymphocytes and the T lymphocytes, like where your antibodies and the other defensive cells are formed. So you can see that, let it be erythrocyte or platelets or B cells or T cells, they all are originated from the single hemopoietic stem cells. So the intestine. So that was first example where in which we have talked about the blood stem cells. Now let's talk about the intestinal related. So the intestine provides another example of stem cells in the self-renewal of an epithelial tissue. So we know that in the case, So we know that in the case of the intestine, we have got the layer of the epithelial cells. So this is, like, suppose the crypts or the microvilli of the intestine. So you have got the epithelial cells present, which is responsible for the absorption of the nutrients from the food. Okay, so they're always exposed to the harsh conditions, and they have got half-life, have a lifetime of only few days. So then otherwise what will happen? Then they are actually shed off, right? So we need continuous renewal of these intestinal epithelial cells. Okay. So what happens is that, so new cells are derived from the continuous but slow division of the stem cells which are present at the bottom of the intestinal crypt. So this I have mentioned in one of the, in the previous lecture, that at the intestinal crypt over here, the stem cells are present. Okay. So these stem cells are finally give rise to the population of transit amplifying cells, which later on occupy the 2/3 of the crypt. Okay, and they give rise to the differentiated cells, and which forms the surface of the epithelium. Okay. So let's look at the figure over here. So same thing just now what I have explained. So this is the epithelial lining, and you can see that so many cells are present, right? So here you can see these are the epithelial cells which are present. Now these are the stem cells which are present in the crypt. Okay, so these stem cells will give rise to population of transit amplifying cells. See, you can see over here. So they keep on dividing and they keep on pushing on the upward sides, right? Now they occupy 2/3 of the crypt. So these are your transit amplifying cells. Now, what happens is that they undergo 3 to 4 divisions before they become or differentiated to the epithelial cells. Once they get differentiated, then they are sent to the surface. So they become the surface epithelium. Now, since they undergo the programmed cell death and they are shed into the interstitial lumen, so whichever cells are exposed or जिनका lifetime खत्म हो जाता है, so they will be finally undergoing the programmed cell death. So what kind of programmed cell death they will be undergoing? So mainly it is the apoptosis. Okay. Okay. So this is just another image. So this has been stained. You can see that very nicely they are stained with the antibodies. So these are the surface epithelium and this is the cryptid. Like you can see it over here like this. Okay. And whatever the brown things are there, those are the epithelial cells nuclei. Okay. So now let's talk about the skin stem cells. So we have talked about the blood and the intestine. Now let's talk about the skin, the epithelial. So again, they are responsible for the continuous renewal of the skin and the hair. So we know that from your palm and the feet, every day the cells are being shed off and they are being replaced by the new cells. Okay. So similar to the intestine, the skin and the hair are again exposed to the harsh external environment, including the UV radiation from the sunlight. Okay. So skin consists of three major lineages: the epidermis, hair follicles, and the sebaceous glands. So what this sebaceous glands does, it is responsible for the release of the oils, which is lubricating the skin surface. Otherwise, what will happen? The skin is going to become very dry. Okay. Now, so since there are three, so they are maintained by their own stem cells. Okay. So the epidermis is multi-layered epithelium, which is undergoing continual cell renewal. And in this case, like the epidermis, every 2 weeks the cells are being slurped from the surface. What does it mean? It means every 2 weeks we are shedding the cells. Okay. And then they are replaced by the epidermis stem cells. Now, where they are present? They are present in the single basal layer. So similar to the other stem cells, even the epidermis stem cells are going to give rise to the transit amplifying cells. Then again, after the 3 to 6 division, they are differentiated and they form the surface of the skin. Okay. The stem cells responsible for producing hair inside the region of the hair follicle is called the bulge. Now this bulge is going to give rise to transit amplifying matrix cells, and from here it is going to proliferate and differentiate and forms the hair shaft. And from there the hair will be formed. Okay. Finally, for the sebaceous gland, we have got the another type of the or another distinct population of the stem cells. So if the skin is injured, stem cells of the bulge can also give rise to epidermis and sebaceous glands, demonstrating that their activity as multipotent stem cells from which both skin and hair can be derived. So it's not necessary that when the skin is being injured, only the skin stem cells are renewing or replacing the lost ones or helps in the repairing or healing, but also the stem cells responsible for the bulge or the sebaceous glands can also do the same. Why? Because they are multipotent stem cells, right? So let's see the figure over here. So in this, we see that you have got the multiple layers of the epithelial cells, right? So in the case of the epidermis, you have got the epidermis stem cells over here. Now they keep on dividing and they form the transit amplifying cells. So once they are differentiated, they are actually pushed upwards, okay? And then they form the epidermal layer. Now in this case of the hair follicle, if you see it over here, we have got the bulge. Okay, now in the bulge, you have got the hair follicle stem cells. And then you have got the sebaceous gland. Can you see it over here nearby? It is the stem cells. So they are actually together forming the shaft of the hair where you can see the one single hair follicle is present. Okay. So this is again same. So you have got these stem cells. It renews. It gives rise to the transit amplifying cells, and then it forms on the differentiation, the epithelial cells, and few are going to form the endocrine cells or the goblet cells. So that was all about the skin stem cells. Now let's talk about the skeletal muscle stem cells. So skeletal muscle provides an example of the role of stem cells in the repair of the damaged tissue, as like compared to the other stem cells which are meant for the proliferation and replacing the lost ones. ठीक है? तो यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है? These stem cells are helping in the repair. Okay, healing में help करते हैं. So the skeletal muscle is composed of large multinucleated cells. We know already that, right? Which is formed by the cell fusion during the development. So these cells, they actually fuse together to form the muscle fibers, and that's why they are multinucleated. Now, all the skeletal muscle is normally a stable tissue with little cell turnover. It is able to regenerate rapidly in response to injury or exercise, and that's why you see that जब भी हमें कोई चोट लगती है, within few days we are back to normal. एकदम properly वो पूरा heal हो जाता है, ठीक है? Now this is done by the proliferation of the satellite cells, and they are the stem cells of the adult muscles. Guys, this is what you need to remember. So in the case of skeletal muscle, you need to remember about the satellite cells, which are the stem cells of the adult muscle. ये आपको याद रखना, this is important to remember. So they are present located beneath the basal lamina of the muscle fibers. Now, if you see over here in the figure, you have got the muscle, and we know that this muscle is nothing but the bundle of the muscle fibers, and each muscle fiber is made up of the cells, skeletal cells, right? And you can see that nucleus is there, plasma membrane, myofibril, and then we know about the sarcomere, so which is bounded by the Z disc. Now, yeah, this is important to see. So from each this thing, one muscle fiber. So right now we have just taken one muscle fiber. Since it is multinucleated, so we see two, three nucleus are present. Now each of this muscle fiber, it has got its satellite cells. Okay. Now these satellite cells, below that we have got the basal lamina, and there it is present these cells which are actually helping in the, or which acts as the stem cells for the muscle fibers or muscle cells. So these are the myofibrils are there. They here only your stem cells are present. So whenever any injury is there, these stem cells gets activated and they start helping or repairing. They start helping in the repairing of the muscle. So they are normally arrested in the G0 phase of the cell cycle. They only get activated in response to any injury or exercise. So guys, you must have noticed that whenever you do any extreme exercise, all of a sudden you start doing exercise. So what happens? So you will feel very excited, and you must be doing 100 and 200 squats, doing lunges or running, doing the sprints, etc. What happens to the next day? Your body starts paining, right? Why? Because since you have done suddenly the extreme exercises, you have actually injured your muscles, right? So the overnight what happens is that your body tries to heal them, repair them, and that's why the next day you feel that there is a pain in the body. So that actually signifies that it is actually healing. Okay, so once activated, the satellite cells give rise to progeny that undergo several divisions and differentiate later to fuse to form the new muscle fibers. Okay, so the containing capacity of the skeletal muscle to regenerate throughout the life is due to the self-renewal of the satellite stem cell population. So these stem cells are also found in many other adult tissues like brain, heart, and that's where they're able to repair. What happens is that when the injury or the wound is beyond repair, it means that the stem cells have lost their property. और जैसे जैसे we grow, जैसे जैसे हम age करते हैं, so what happens is that our brain, our heart, they start losing the capacity to regenerate. Stem cells loss हो जाते हैं, ठीक है? And that's why at the later ages we are not able to repair. So in critical conditions, we actually go for the transplantation surgeries. Okay. Now, it appears that stem cells reside within the distinct microenvironments called the niche, which provide the environmental signals that maintain stem cells throughout the life and control the balance between the self-renewal and the differentiation. So wherever these stem cells are present, they are called as the niche, like unka apna micro environment. Okay. So stem cells are rare in adult mammalian tissue. So the precise identification of stem cells and their niche represents a major challenge in the field of stem cell biology. Guys, this is another topic for your PhD research. So if you're interested in the stem cells, please you can focus on this area, because even though we have identified few, there are many stem cells which are being left not able to identify. उनके niche के बारे में अगर आपको समझ में आ जाएगा, so it will become very easy, for the molecular medicine. So it will help in the development of many drugs, or like जैसे जो heart injury होती है, brain injury होती है, which if we have got these stem cells, so उसको repair करने बहुत आसान हो जाएगा. So if we could understand how stem cells are maintaining their niche, like if we are able to understand the microenvironment in which they live, and if you're able to create in the lab, just imagine the amount of the amount of health we can provide to the society, right? Now, what kind of signaling pathways are present in these stem cells which help in the maintenance of these stem cells and the renewal? So that is one thing, is the Vent pathway. So Vent pathway is playing a major role in controlling the proliferation of these stem cells. So this is just the same figure that like we were talking about in the previous. So stem cells are there, so they give rise to the transient amplifying cells and they help in this. So all this are maintained by the Vent signaling pathway. So this is the stem cell niche I was talking about. So you have got the at the crypt, right? So at the crypt we have got the stem cells. Now they are maintained by these stem cells which are present in the crypt of the intestine. They are maintained by the Vent polypeptides, and they are produced by the Paneth cell and the fibroblasts which are present in the underlying connective tissue. So you can see that how everything is correlated, right? So this is just one example wherein which we have talked about the stem cell niche by taking the example of the intestinal epithelium lining. So guys, that's all for today. I hope you like this video. Here we have talked, like to summarize, we have talked about the different types of the stem cells. So first we discussed about the blood stem cells, skin, skeletal, and about the intestinal epithelium also. So guys, go through the images once again in order to remember, and like that in study that image also, wherein which we have showed like how from one stem cells you get the 8 differentiated cells. Okay, so that's all for today, guys. Keep watching and stay safe.